Money is movement. Every coin, every bank transfer, every salary check is proof that value circulates. Where the current slows, we call it lack. Where it accelerates, we call it abundance. The difference is not written in destiny, it is written in the emotional code you broadcast each time you think about paying a bill or being paid. When the code says unsafe, the current hesitates. When it says permission granted, the current rushes in. Most people first meet money in a climate of tension. Adults arguing, anxious silences after opening envelopes, casual jokes about never enough. Those atmospheres lodge an invisible instruction in the nervous system. Money equals threat. Later, you may adopt positive affirmations, but the instruction hiding in the body keeps vetoing the words. Activating the money flow energy begins by detecting that hidden instruction in real time. The next time you reach for your wallet, pause before the payment completes. Notice the exact sensation, a subtle tightening behind the navel, a quick mental calculation, perhaps a flash of regret. That microsignal is your current resonance with money. The goal is not to judge it. The goal is to register it clearly, the way a sound engineer reads background hiss. If the body feels pinched, you are sending a scarcity tone into the field. If the body feels open, you are signaling safe to receive, safe to release. Clarity alone starts to loosen the pattern, but the field responds faster when clarity is paired with neutrality. Neutrality does not mean indifference. It means removing moral charge. Spending is not a sin. Receiving is not a virtue. Both are simple transfers of life force. For 1 week, treat every outgoing payment, rent, groceries, subscriptions, as an even exchange rather than a diminishment. While the transaction processes, breathe steadily and picture the good you are purchasing traveling out to complete its function. Shelter securing you, food nourishing you, information entertaining you. The nervous system learns, I lose nothing essential by circulating value. That single neurological adjustment dismantles more financial blockage than months of willpower budgeting. Giving to others can accelerate the recalibration when it is done from sufficiency, not anxious charity. If you only donate when you feel guilt or pity, the underlying code remains, resources belong to those who lack. The field will oblige by creating more moments of lack, either in you or in those you love, so you can keep acting out the program generosity. Break the loop by adding a different gesture. Choose a recipient who already thrives and deliver a gift without explanation. The intellect may protest, yet the subconscious records a new rule. Even full vessels can receive more. Therefore, I can receive more even when I am full. That rule lets prosperity reach you on days when nothing appears to be missing. Some listeners worry that balanced circulation means reckless spending. The corrective is simple. Measure the emotional aftertaste. A purchase made from expansion leaves the body calm. A purchase made from compulsion leaves a residue of contraction. Use the residue as feedback, not punishment. If contraction appears, sit with the sensation for a single minute, track its texture, and remind the system. Safety does not depend on this item arriving or departing. The charge dissolves, the field resets. We also inherit cultural myths that wealth demands sacrifice. Long hours, complicated hustles, permanent hustle culture. Notice how that story feels in your chest. Tight, heavy. That weight is a broadcast that money burdens the soul. Replace the story with direct evidence. Recall one occasion when funds arrived with unexpected ease, a refund you forgot, a bonus you did not negotiate, a friend insisting on paying dinner. Hold the memory until the body softens. The nervous system now has proof that money can travel a path of least resistance. Keep that proof handy, the field will echo it. When the body finally accepts that circulation is safe, a second gate can open, the permission to desire more than survival. Many people speak lofty words about abundance while privately sentencing themselves to basic maintenance. They call major aspirations unrealistic, spiritual bypass, or even greedy, forgetting that expansion is nature's default. A tree does not apologize for adding a new ring each year. Water does not worry that the riverbed will resent its flow. If you carry an unconscious verdict against wanting more, money will keep arriving in amounts small enough to avoid triggering guilt. The antidote is not louder affirmations but honest acknowledgement of appetite. Sit alone, breathe quietly, and admit the real figure that would feel exhilarating to receive next month. Do nothing else with the number. Simply let the nervous system notice that no punishment arrives for naming it. That silence is the first taste of freedom from self-imposed limits. Because energy follows attention, allocate a few minutes daily to place attention on incoming channels rather than outgoing bills. Recall every doorway through which funds have ever entered your life. Salary, side projects, gifts, refunds, credits, royalties, interest, even coins found on pavements. One by one, picture each doorway lit and unobstructed. The point is not to beg or command. The point is to remind the field that multiple avenues already exist. The more you rehearse those avenues in a neutral, relaxed state, the easier it becomes for the unconscious to spot new versions of the same pathways. Phone calls you would have ignored, contacts you would have postponed, ideas you would have dismissed start glowing with quiet significance. Keep in mind that money loves velocity as much as volume. Hoarding from fear anchors stagnation, while reckless splurging signals volatility. The sweet spot is rhythmic flow. Funds arrive, are assigned purposeful destinations, and return multiplied. You can test the rhythm by monitoring time gaps. If income lands and remains parked indefinitely because you feel paralyzed, introduce a small ritual purchase or donation that carries genuine enthusiasm. If income lands and evaporates within hours through impulsive spending, schedule a holding pattern. Automatically move a portion into a separate account for 48 hours before deciding its use. Both adjustments teach the field that you move funds by choice, not compulsion. Words wield power only when the emotional tone behind them is coherent, yet spoken language can still tune the tone. When money exits your account, whisper a simple blessing. Return in joyful form. When money enters, answer with the same blessing. Circulate in joyful form. Repetition trains the limbic system to associate transactions with ease rather than threat. Over weeks, the baseline feeling around finances shifts from contraction to curiosity, and curiosity is magnetic. Opportunities respond to it the way metal filings leap toward a magnet. There is one final piece, often overlooked: acknowledging inherited vows of loyalty. Many family lines equate struggle with virtue. If parents or grandparents work themselves thin for modest pay, a descendant may unconsciously feel disloyal for prospering with less effort. The antidote is not rejecting the ancestors but honoring their sacrifice by surpassing it. Speak aloud, whether privately or at a graveside: I carry your perseverance forward. I release your scarcity. The nervous system relaxes when it realizes prosperity does not betray lineage, it completes it. Practice these alignments long enough and a moment arrives when money ceases to feel like an external resource. It feels instead like an extension of your own creative pulse, eager to organize itself around clear intention. On that day, the flow no longer depends on luck, coercion, or frantic hustle. It moves because the field can finally recognize in you a stable conductor. And once a conductor is proven stable, the current prefers to stay. The material in this video is not a promise that every bill will vanish overnight. It is an invitation to retrain the emotional circuitry that either accelerates or stalls the financial current. Each time you meet a transaction, a desire, or a donation with grounded neutrality and genuine appreciation, the field updates its instructions about how money may reach you. Enough updates become a new default. And under that default, the flow of money feels less like a chase and more like breathing. Sometimes slow, sometimes deep, always reliable. Return to these principles whenever paperwork piles or markets wobble. They will steady the signal you broadcast, and the signal will steady the flow. In that steadiness, money is free to demonstrate its true identity. Not a master to fear, but a willing partner in every human endeavor worth nurturing.